So when we're talking about these pinnacle exercises, remember the exercises that are going to create the most dramatic changes in body composition and shape. This is another important variation of the squat. I actually call it a one-legged squat, or sometimes it's known as a split squat. The whole idea is with this exercise is to place one leg in front and the other leg behind. Chest up, so again, the bar travels directly through the midline centre of gravity. Okay, mate, slowly down. Good. When performing this exercise, the whole idea is to overload these muscles here and to keep the overload on these muscles here. And the way to do that is to come down to that 90-degree angle about the hip and the knee joint all the time, keeping that tempo nice and slow, nice and controlled. Notice how the bar travels directly through Gareth's midline. Okay, in terms of spotting this exercise, you need to match your feet position with your lifter. Your hands need to be at the ready. There's no good being out here just trying to do this. You have to get in close and make sure you're right there. Okay, Gareth, let's go. Good. Chest up, looking ahead. Good. Slowly down. Hands around the bar as much as you can. That's it. Good man. One more. Now, one of the big mistakes with this exercise is that people don't tend to place their feet long enough or wide enough apart. You notice here when Gareth is doing this exercise, when he comes down, he's struggling to get to that 90-degree angle. Notice how there's no 90-degree angle here and there's no 90-degree angle here. What we're trying to achieve is maximum overload, being able to use the most weight and produce the most force possible. So what that means is feet wider apart, Gareth. That's it. Let's try and get those 90-degree angles. So slowly down to there, that's it, and push. Good. Now, another big mistake that people make doing this exercise, particularly when they start to get fatigued, is they tend to lean too far forward in this exercise. The whole idea of this exercise is you are travelling directly straight up and down. This isn't a lunge, it's a stationary squat. So make sure when you're teaching this exercise to get the client to imagine they've got a glass of water on top of their head and that can't spill. So they've got to travel directly down by bending both knees. So lower straight down, Gareth, chest up and slowly down. That's it, good. Now this exercise is an important variation of the one-legged squat. It's called a block squat or a one-legged block squat. Now the whole idea is you're actually changing the angle about the hip and the knee joint by using these blocks. And what you're actually doing there is you're changing the whole recruitment pattern of the exercise. By changing the height of one foot opposed to the other, you're actually changing the whole recruitment pattern of all those muscles involved to create that one synergistic movement of that barbell travelling in one straight line. See how much stabilisation is involved? See how hard Gareth's working with his torso to keep that straight line. Now the previous variation was obviously the block squat using the block behind the rear leg. Now Gareth's performing the block squat using the block underneath the front leg. And again, it's not a matter of one exercise being better than the other. It's different because again, we've changed the height position of that limb. And as soon as we've done that, we've changed the recruitment pattern of the exercise. Notice Gareth's whole foot is on the platform. And again, notice how the bar is travelling directly through Gareth's midline. Now see what we've done here. We've increased the height of the block. Now obviously every time you increase the height of the block, you're changing that range of motion about the hip joints. Now remember, these are still pinnacle exercises. So that means that we're able to use a lot of overload on these key targeted muscles. Every time you change that block height, once again, you change that whole recruitment pattern of that exercise with those muscles involved, even slightly, and it creates an entirely new stimulus. Notice how deep he's getting now with this exercise. Once again, it's not better or worse than another variation, it's just different, and it's another exercise in your arsenal that enables you to change someone's body shape.